Well, what we've got here is a liquid crystal shutter that goes in front of the camera's lens. It'll work with basically any digital camera. The digital cameras that we work with, anything that can do a 360-degree shutter, and that we can sync with, which is anything that's not a DSLR, basically. Right here we've got the Alexa, and this is the shutter in front of it. It's a liquid crystal that's synchronized with the camera's operation. The reason we do this is we're making a shutter that, instead of a square wave, which you normally have this closed, open, and then closed shutter, and that's how all camera shutters have been working. What we do now is we ramp in and ramp out over each frame, and that changes the way that all motion gets represented. It changes the motion blur in each frame, and it changes the way the frames play back frame to frame. And so when you have these quick panning shots, you'd always see that judder that's in the background. What we have now is a very fluid motion that's going on in the background because of this fade in, fade out on each frame that we're doing. And that's the basic reason you'd use the system. There's some math behind it, but the math is somewhat boring. So we saw the system that's up in the front, and it's this liquid crystal that's turning on and off. It's hooked up to a control box that's mounted to the camera, and we've got synchronization between the camera's framing system and our system. So there's a little synchronization and power cable hooked up to the camera. So if we have this spinning wheel, normally it's going to have these patterns. When the camera records it, this interaction between that wheel and the shutter are going to cause these resonance patterns. This is the wagon wheel effect. Things looking like they're going forwards and backwards when they really weren't. If I switch our system on, we now get something that looks correct. We have this this solid spinning disc that looks like it does in real life. In real life, you don't see these spokes going. It looks like a solid blur. And that's what our system does. It gets rid of this resonance between the real world and the camera's shutter, this false resonance that causes all these artifacts.